And now, my brother, since we was youths, John Bon Jovi.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. First, I want to thank Beth Stern for not only getting Howard here, for getting him to stay here. And I want to thank Howard because he is the only man in America that thinks he needed a passport to come to Cleveland. I've been writing this speech since I first strummed the broom and sang them from the top of the stairs of my childhood home. I've actually written it many ways, many times. Some days I write the thank you speech. Some days I write the thank you speech. Writing it was in fact therapeutic for me in a lot of ways. I certainly see things differently tonight than I would have 10, 20, 30 years ago. And in the end, it's all about time. It took a lot of people to get us here tonight, and not all of them were hairstylists and clothing salespersons. See, I was first introduced to music at 7 years old when my mother brought home a guitar that she had bartered for, along with the Kenny Rogers Learn to Play Guitar record. That guitar lay there in the dark until I was around 15, and a man named Al Parinello moved into our neighborhood. Al showed me the magic of a song. First it was the Animals' House of the Rising Sun. Then it was Thin Lizzy and the Boys Are Back in Town. Truth is, I did a half-assed job at practicing, but I went back, and after a couple of weeks, Al lost his cool demeanor. He said, "Don't waste my time. If you don't know this next week, we're done." Al passed away in 1995. The initials AP have been carved on my guitar ever since, and they serve as a reminder to practice every day. And so for that, I say thank you, Al Parinello. Every kid who ever played in their garage dreams of being in a big rock band, and I was no different. At 17, I started a big 10-piece band called the Atlantic City Expressway, playing the songs of my childhood heroes, the Animals and Thin Lizzy, of course, but especially Bruce Springsteen and a lot of Southside Johnny. David Bryan was in that band. He used to do his homework in the basement of the Fast Lane before we'd play our set. And I want to take a moment here to thank David's dad, Big Ed, because I know he's here tonight watching down over us. So thanks, Big Ed, for your van, for cheering us on. By 18, I could already see that there were two paths in music. You either play for fun or you play for keeps. The cover band circuit was where the money was, where the girls were, but where the future was not. So I quit my own cover band, and I joined an original band as their lead singer. I was fronting my own band wherever and whenever I could and running errands at a place called the Power Station. The next couple of years were my college. Write, sing, play, watch, learn, repeat. I saw a lot of the men and the women who make up this Hall of Fame walk in and out of those studios. The Stones, Queen, Bowie, Bruce, Dylan, Cher, Chic. I did hand claps on a Little Steven record. And I sang on the Star Wars Christmas record. By 1982, I'd written and recorded a bunch of songs, but one of them stood out. It was called Runaway. A few months later, Runaway was on the radio not only in New York, but in Tampa, and Chicago, and Detroit, and Denver, and in other markets. Now, I had all the attention I needed, but I needed to showcase the songs. What I needed was a band. So I called David. He was still playing, but he was also going to college to be a doctor, like his nice Jewish mother said he should. Alec was the coolest cat on the cover circuit scene. And Alec knew the baddest ass drummer in the land, Tico Torres. Tico was already a married man, had a house, was in a band called Frankie and the Knockouts, was already on the road with a record deal and hit singles, and I needed to convince him to give that up, to rehearse in a storefront and play with a 21-year-old version of me. Tico took a shot, and I've been his singer ever since. So David, Tico, Alec, and Snake Sabo, who went on to form Skid Row and was helping me out at the time, agreed to do a couple of these promotional shows. And one night at the Fountain Casino in Aberdeen, New Jersey, Alec invited Richie Sambora to come and see us play. Richie came backstage and we hit it off. It didn't take me but a minute to realize that Richie was a great singer, a great writer, and a great player. And it didn't take him too long to agree to join us. We toured the US with the Scorpions, and then we went to Europe with Kiss, and then on to Japan for the first time with Whitesnake. We learned how to win over a crowd that doesn't know your name, doesn't know your songs, or even understand your language, all in 40 minutes or less. So to all of those who allowed us to open for you and to learn from you along the way, I say thank you. In '85, a second record, another year on the road, set us up for the make or break third album, Slippery When Wet. That record would change our lives. Thank you to all of those who helped write that chapter. To Bruce Fairburn, who produced Slippery and New Jersey, your memory lives every time that we hear those records. And thank you, Doc McGee, for teaching us the ropes. Doc, you were our Colonel Parker, and P.T. Barnum rolled into one. To all of you who've been a part of this incredible ride for the last 35 years, and to all the fans who supported this band, we share this honor with you. Because this life is a gift. None of it possible without all of you guiding us. There are so many of you here that I want to hug and I want to kiss and I want to say thank you to. First, my parents. To my brothers, Matt and Tony, who have always stood by my side. To Jerry Edelstein, my godfather, my protector. Charles Sussman, who has now had to fill those big shoes. To Paul Korzelius, the one man that I'd want in the foxhole with me. Thank you, Paulie. To Irving Azoff, thank you, Irving, for taking the reins and believing in us. Because I know that you truly are the Wizard of Oz. To my kids, Stephanie, Jesse, Jacob, and Romeo, you are my greatest hits. I love you all. And to my wife, Dorothea, you're my everything. You're the greatest gift that God could have given me. You're there whenever I breathe, and I just want to make your tea and tell you how much I love you forever. All right, finally, the end of my speech. I know. It's about time, because time is the most precious commodity we have. I thank my lucky stars for the time that I got to spend with each one of you. Alec, Richie, Hugh, Tico, David. To you, to us, to all of you. Tonight, the band that agreed to do me a favor stands before you so I can say thank you for making this dream a reality.